right, makeup's on 10. I got iced tea because it's Georgia and it's hot. I'm gonna take this party outside after we're done with the unboxing component. And oh yeah, I'm Heather. I'm from CysterWigs.com and I got a big old box of Jon Renau wigs. My husband did the service of cutting the top of it for me because I am not really great with sharp objects. So we're just gonna stick with this so I can remain, you know, intact and with a good manicure. So this was sent to me by Jon Renau. So just so you know, these samples were gratis, which is something that doesn't happen very often for me. And when it does happen, I try to disclose it as transparently as possible. But just because Jon Renau sent me this stuff does not mean that I am going to spare them negative comments. They know the drill. They know me. They've seen probably more of my videos at this point than my own family. They get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this and I'll let you guys just kind of hold me accountable there. I'm gonna take this crinkly, noisy packaging paper, just kind of take it off to the side because it's noisy. What do we got in here? I would tell you. We've got an Allison in 27MB. We've got an Ariana in 22F16S8. I picked the colors, by the way. I wanted to get a nice sampling, so I got, so far, a light auburn, and we've got one of their California blondes. And then we've got 832, which is a really nice autumn-ready brunette shade, and Parker, which is FS63027, which is a really nice sort of ultra-mega highlighted chocolatey, syrupy, shady kind of brunette color. So I don't know what's on top. These have not been opened, by the way. They're just like they were packaged. I haven't even taken them out to see what they look like because I wanted to make sure that I've been holding on to these for a couple weeks, folks. So I've been dying to look at these. I have not actually looked at these yet because I wanted to get the real reaction here on camera for you. So, okay. I can't wait anymore, I'm sorry. This is Parker, and this is in that beautiful toffee truffle, the FS63027, which is that really pretty brunette shade. Let's go ahead and take Parker out. You can see this is what the box looks like. Normal white box, typical Jon Renau smart lace wigs, hence why it says that. Okay, go ahead and take this off. Jon Renau wigs generally come with a styling guide. I won't show you this for all of them because they're all smart lace wigs and they're all gonna have this. But it shows you some care tips and they're pretty models and all of that good stuff. So if you buy one of these, make sure you take a look at this so that way you know how to not ruin your hair. Now they like to use a lot of products on their synthetic hair at Jon Renau. I typically don't advocate that, but if you want to give it a try, they tell you which ones to buy. So this has that smart lace paper, real nice and crispy because it's not been opened yet. And that's Parker. Now I haven't even looked at the online photos for these yet. I don't know what they're supposed to look like, kind of keep myself in suspense. So hopefully that pays off. So this is what this one comes packaged like. I can tell it's got a lot of feathering and I haven't even taken the hairnet off yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of feathering. I'm gonna go ahead and, ooh, they got fancy with their packaging now. They put a little bit of foam in there. That's kind of fun. I'm gonna remove the tag. Here's what that tag looks like. There's nothing on the inside. Usually there's something printed on the inside, but maybe because they're samples, they just gave me bare bones here. Let me see. And if that's the case, then kind of pay attention because some of the packaging details might be different on these compared to what you get, just because of the fact that these are manufacturer samples. So we can take a look at this together. I've taken the tag off. The hair feels really nice. So you can see that this one has a Jon Renau Smart Lace front right here. It's also got a monofilament side part, which is a cap construction that Jon Renau doesn't typically use a whole bunch, so it's kind of nice to see them break out with some more. It's a popular cap construction, but it does mean that this is where you have to part the wig, and the rest of the style is cut around that part. So we have a little bit of permatease here on the top, You can see that it's wefted on the side and in the back. This one does not have an extended nape, and people ask me all the time what I mean by that. I mean, normally in most of my videos you'll see that the nape actually comes down about almost like another ½ inch or so. But here it just kind of goes straight across. Boop. There are the Jon Renau tags, Velcro adjusters, which is pretty typical of Jon Renau pieces, lots of elastic here on the sides. And then you've also got those really nice fuzzy ear tabs with a bit of metal. That metal is really cool because it helps keep it in place here on the sides. So that way it doesn't flap up and then give you away halfway through the day. It keeps it nice and secure. I can tell this one's going to be very voluminous and short. I think this one's going to be really fun to wear. Reminds me right off the bat of something like Dolce by Noriko. So let's go ahead and put it on. It's a great brunette color. I always try to represent brunettes and reds a little bit, just because I feel like so many wig reviewers here on YouTube choose blondes and look great in blonde, you know, so it's not a diss. It's just, you know, I feel like there are other colors out there and I try to represent them all, even grays and things that I don't necessarily wear that often in real life. Now I will say the hair needs to be trained a little bit, and by that I mean it needs to be worn a little bit so that way the pivot up here occurs. This hand-tied stuff over time will kind of lay in place a little bit better. You know, gravity sort of assists. You can speed it up with, you know, some synthetic safe hairspray or something like that. This one does not have a lot of volume on the top. As you can kind of tell, I'm trying to fluff it up just a little bit because it definitely has the volume and the texture to make it really voluminous here on the sides. It's a little deconstructed. I really like the way this side is laying right now because it's got this sort of curly component to it. It's got kind of a rounded shape with rebellious ends. I love the length of it. It's really short here in the back. It's begging to be styled though. I mean, I think you guys can kind of tell, right? It just kind of, it wants to do this, cause an it thing, and it definitely needs some styling, especially here in the front. I would get some of the PCOS contour cream that they have from the Jon Renau line. Basically put that on your fingers, just kind of warm it up a little bit so it gets kind of goopy, and then go like this with it and kind of hold it in place until it stays out of your face and lays a little bit more flatteringly. Because if you manipulate this particular cut, see how much cuter that is? How it kind of sets off some of this beautiful layering here on the sides. Man, I wish this would have come out in the spring. What a great summer cut this would have been. Let me go ahead and take this one off. Again, this has been Parker, and it's shedding a little bit, but that's normal for a brand new wig. Key is you want it to stop shedding at some point. This is Claire in the color 832. So apparently we're getting the brunettes out of the way first. So let's go ahead and see what the cap on this one looks like. I'm gonna skip this initial part where I'm like, oh, here's the box and here's the thing. They all have the exact same packaging. Here is what it looks like before you remove the hairnet. So you can tell Claire's gonna be a long one. Ooh, that's got a pretty, this already screams kind of like Joelle from Tony and Beverly vibes a little bit at me. Go ahead and take this out. Very pretty. Gotta be careful removing those lace features from that foam packaging. And it does have that extended nape. Can you tell the difference? How that one kind of has a nape that goes down a little bit further, right above the tags. You're gonna be able to This one's gonna have some crown volume. I can tell by the way this is laying on this canvas head. See how that doesn't wanna lay completely flat there up at the crown? So this one's gonna have some volume. We have a smart lace front, temple to temple, monofilament top up here. We've got nice fuzzy felt here on the ear tabs, all the way to that extended nape. We do have some Velcro adjusters right there. Open wefts on the side and in the back. So yeah, this one is going to have a cap upgrade compared to this Parker, which only has a mono part. So theoretically, you should be able to part this anywhere you want. So if you change the part on this one, you gotta train it. Gonna comb this puppy out. Just because she's a little long, we're just using a wide tooth comb just to kind of make her look a little less wiggy. All right, let's put her on. I can hardly contain myself. Cap on this is a little snug compared to Parker, which makes sense. Parker had all that wefting, so she's gonna be, you know, especially on the top, she has a little bit more of an open space on the top, so that's gonna give you quite a bit of stretch compared to this, which is monofilament on the top, which is a much more rigid material. Oh, this is a full wig. This is a very full wig. Now, because she's a mono top though, what I was saying earlier about Parker, how it will pivot and kind of rest a little bit, this one will do that too, but she's always gonna have a little bit of volume back here at the crown. And it's built into the cap more than just being permateased. As in the way that the cap is structured gives her a little bit of a bump at the crown. Here's what that coverage on the side looks like. My natural sideburns are dark. They've got a little bit of salt to their pepper, so hopefully you can kind of see where the wig ends and my gray begins. But it blends pretty nicely. You know, that's that monofilament top. Let me go ahead and do my 360 so you can see what this one looks like. So you know me, I am not scared of big hair. I like this one a lot. I like the length of it. I think it's really girly looking. I would wear this in real life, which is kind of why I picked this one in this color, because I wear a lot of brunette hair in real life and I really like this one. I feel kind of at home in it. Now it will tangle. This is a really dry fiber. It's not super shiny. It feels really nice, but it's not like a silky satiny feel. It just feels like hair. The thing you have to keep in mind though is because it is synthetic, not heat friendly, regular synthetic, you're gonna have to detangle this as you wear it. And the great thing about that is as these curls separate more, look how pretty that gets. The front is kind of straight. This is definitely in lob territory in spite of the curl. The front of it actually reminds me a lot of Noriko's Tessa PM, except it doesn't get crazy on the back and sides. It stays that length all the way around. And of course, this has a much better cap construction than that wig does. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wig that I can't stop playing with. So I think that's a good sign. Let's move on to the next one. It's either gonna be red or it's gonna be blonde. What do we got here? Got the blonde. So this is Ariana in 22F16S8. I love this blonde. There's that tag again. Here's how this one's packaged. So this one's long. Woo! That is long. That is gonna be really long. It reminds me of Miranda, which is a Jon Renau wig. Right off the bat, the front reminds me of Miranda. The way it kind of swoops in here in the front. Very pretty. Definitely way longer than that wig though. Gonna remove the cap packaging. So this, you can't even see all that in that image. Long wig. Has a lace front, temple to temple, has the exact same cap construction as the wig we just saw. So this one and the one that I'm currently wearing, which is the Claire, are going to have very similar caps. Namely, they're going to have the same ear tabs with a little bit of metal. They're going to have the same extended felt nape, the same Velcro adjuster, same wefting on the sides and in the back. Take a look at the other side of the cap. And then she's got this hand-tied monofilament top with a little bit of volume, like I said, at the crown. They don't use permatease. What they're using instead are those tiny little hairs that sort of obscure the tracks up here. And because it's so straight, you're going to want to make sure that that crown hair falls over it before you put it on. Okay. Beautiful lace front on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. This is very reminiscent of the human hair Kim wig that they came out with last year. So if you enjoy the way that one looks, but we're looking for a less expensive alternative, then I think that bingo, you've got it. This is really long. This is longer than Zara. Definitely longer in the front, even though it's still very layered here. It's just that layer in the front is very long. The ones on Zara are considerably shorter. Wow, this has a lot of hair on it, folks. Just a very thick, very glamorous wig. Wow. Here's what the lace front on this one looks like. And this one, again, is called Ariana. Like my hair? Gee, thanks. Just bought it. I think that's kind of the vibe that they were going for. Now the back is laying kind of lumpy. Let me see if I can get that to lay a little bit flatter. No, it's still a little lumpy. That is that cap bump construction that I was talking about earlier. And it may just require me to mess with the hair just a little bit. It's also got a little bit of cold crimping going on up here. If you've ever wondered what that is, when you get a really straight wig and it's got kind of a hard line or a hard edge on the top, that's from being in the box. And it's really, really easy to get rid of. See how the cap is constructed? This is actually where this cold crimp is. It's exactly lining up with where that mono top seam is. So it's partially the cap construction. That nitpicky minor detail aside, the coverage is fantastic on this wig. The layering is luscious. It reminds me of a long version of their Miranda cut. Very flattering front. I mean, this is really beautiful glam hair. Now, because this one is so incredibly long, I highly recommend that you get a backup. As in, if this is gonna be your daily hair, get two. Budget for two so you can rotate them out, because I guarantee you wigs this length tend to show signs of wear a lot faster than their above the shoulder counterparts. And that's especially true in synthetics, and especially true with heat friendly. Luckily, this is just that middle category. It's a regular synthetic. I don't know. I feel very pretty in this one. I like this one a lot. So I'm being nitpicky because I want to show you guys that just because I got these gratis, that doesn't mean I'm gonna let them slide on anything. But at the same time, like, come on, this is fantastic. And it looks really beautiful with my autumn themed ensemble. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the last sample that I got in the box. It's all lonely, it wants to come join its friends. So let's help her out there. Allison. Okay, that's the next one, and this is a really pretty light auburn. This is 27MB, the color. Don't want to take this one off though, it's so pretty. Same packaging, you know the spiel by now. This one's got a little bit of crumpling here on the packaging, but again, direct from but again, this is a direct from factory sample, so if anything, that proves that the packaging isn't always perfect, even when it's pristine and new. So there's that. And I love this color. It's such a pretty color. Oh, such a beautiful auburn. They don't have any really bright reds or actually true reds, honestly, in the Jon Renau line. They all tend to be auburns, and this 27MD is no exception. It's a really pretty auburn color. I'm gonna take that internal patching off. I can tell this one's got a little bit of cold crimping going on too. We'll see how bad it is when I put it on. Okay, I can see that this has some very pretty, very shaggy and layered down here at the bottoms. Let me see if I can get this all in here. This is all really, really, really unevenly cut, and I can see that even with it inside out like this. So you can see that this one has a similar cap construction to the one I'm wearing, which is the Ariana, and the Claire, which was the curly brunette one that I showed you second. So you can see that this one has metal here. It has a temple lace front. There is a seam. All these wigs are going to have a seam between the lace front and the monofilament top, with the exception of the first one. The first one I showed you, which I believe is Little Miss Parker here. She has a monofilament part, and because of that, there's no seam between that lace front and the monofilament section here on the side. All of these lace front mono top wigs though are gonna have this seam. If that seam bums you out, just wear a wig liner. It tends to take care of it. You can also use a little bit of foundation or concealer to help with that too. I keep hugging it because I'm like, oh, she's so pretty. So we have wefts here on the sides, back, right? Velcro adjusters. I may have covered that already. The hair on this feels so sleek. Like, all of these wigs have felt like quite a bit of hair. Parker was a little flat on top, poofy on the sides. It's kind of the trend right now. So if anything, I just think that she's very, you know, fashionable, though I wouldn't necessarily call that like the most flattering of shapes for me personally. And then all of these, like this one here has a ton of hair on it, this Ariana. It's very thick and full. It will settle a little bit over time, but this just is luscious, has a ton of hair. Princess, mermaid, it's everything. And then this one, of course, the Claire we talked about, because she's curly, she's gonna have some va-va-voom potential for sure. I think this one's gonna be the exact opposite. These ends, and it's longer in the front. See, when I turn it to the side, that this has a gradation to it. It is slightly graduated. It is a little longer in the front, but it's very, very shattered at the bottoms and shaggy. Very beautiful, silky straight texture. This hair feels fantastic. And the synthetic hair on this, even though it's the same, you know, material, the way it's treated, the way it makes it feel like it's just been flat ironed, makes it so sleek that it feels pretty magnificent to the touch. This one is the best feeling of the three in terms of tactile feel. All right, let's go ahead and put her on. the cold crimping is still very obvious. So I'm gonna do a little hot air brush action. You don't want to use a hot air brush on a wig that's got curl to it because you're gonna end up getting it tangled, or you're going to flatten out the curl and straighten it accidentally. It's too high of a skill thing even for me, you know, because I'm not a cosmetologist. I just like to wear wigs. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. Tell I've used it before, it's got blue hair in it. Gonna wait till it heats up just a little bit. And because this one is absolutely super duper straight, it's probably not going to take much work at all to get rid of that cold crimp. And I don't know if you can see the cold crimp, but it's going like near, like this, like a line on the top of the wig. You know, like I don't want to put it underneath and then roll, because I'm not trying to add volume here. And I'm trying not to hit the ends. Do not hit the monofilament. It's very important that you don't heat up that monofilament because it can warp. I think I'm gonna have to turn this heat up a little bit though. I don't want to keep combing this like that, and it's not really getting all of it out, so I'm gonna hit it on high. But it's looking better, isn't it? See how easy this thing is to use? So, cold crimp is nothing to be scared of. Box head averted. And I was able to get it just a little bit flatter on top. So let me go ahead and do my little turn so you can see what this one looks like on all sides. This one's called Allison again, and the color is 27MB. It's got a poker straight, flat ironed texture. I love the deconstructed ends. So even though this one took a little bit of TLC at first to get it wearable, I think that it was easy to do. It took me less than 5 minutes. And this one is so natural looking. Since I went ahead and took care of the cold crimp here on Allison, I should do that for you on this one, the Ariana too. So here is our Ariana, our super, super long Ariana. And I don't have to show you the ends of the hair so much to show you how to do this because this is on the top. This one has box head, or is like we wiggies call. This is cold crimping. You can see it kind of goes like this. Now there's a seam under here structurally, and that is probably what is contributing to this. So because this also helps kind of train the part, I'm gonna repart this wig. But I felt like this was a good opportunity. So I'm actually gonna train this part while I'm at it. Kill two birds with one stone. So for this method, you're gonna want a hairdryer, a real good one that gets really nice and hot with a low setting. And you're also gonna want a concentrator tip. Okay, so got all that going. Gonna make sure that my heat is on high and the air should be on like the lower setting. So try not to hit the lace because you don't want to accidentally warp the lace. So because of that, I'm going to aim my concentrator tip right around here, you know, which is about an inch away from the lace features in the attempt to avoid blasting that with heat. And I'm also going to hold this in place with my hand and kind of massage it and play with it a little bit with my hand to try to coax this into falling where I want it to fall. So we're going to go from kind of crazy, hair wants to go like that. You can see where they kind of steamed it up off the face. We're just going to do a little bit more where that left off. hair should never be super duper duper hot. Like I was saying, if you can understand me, is that if you put your hand where you're hitting the hair sometimes, you can determine if it's too hot by whether or not you think it's too hot for your hand. And then this front, if you want this to really lay off of the face, you know, I was kind of hitting it in that direction with the blow dryer, but it's not going to stay completely in place like that without product and steam. You'll want to steam this front and then apply some synthetic safe hairspray, or maybe even some of that contour cream I mentioned earlier would be really great right here, and then zap it with a little bit of hairspray, and that'll help keep it off the face. But yeah, absolutely luscious wigs. They had a little bit of box head, but we fixed that, and hopefully I was able to show you something kind of educational, like how to take care of these, you know, that's good stuff. Beautiful lace fronts on all of these, really fun to wear. I think what I'll do now is I'll invite Nigel up to see which ones he likes the best, and then we'll take these outside because he's got to help me carry all this stuff. I already told everybody that I'm inviting you in, so okay. Just come on in and shut the door. Hooray!
Hi.
So I wanted to show you what all of the, oh, this is Nigel, my husband.
Hello.
He just said hi like 4 times, so hi. But I wanted to show you what all these look like to see which one you like the best,
right.
Or, you know, what you think of them all. So this is the first one. Her name is Allison. She's kind of a bob with shaggy ends.
Is it named after Alison Hannigan? Because it makes you look a bit like Willow from
Oh,
Buffy
I should
the Vampire
totally
Slayer.
keep this forever. That I used to think she was so cool. She's so cute. She showed us the softer side of Sears.
Well, you also look a bit like her to begin with the smile and the dimples and everything.
Oh, I like you.
So yeah, that's I like that one. That looks good on you.
Okay, so this one's a keeper then.
I like that.
Do I have hair in my face, or did I get it all?
You got it. You
Okay.
got it. Yeah, it's impressive.
Is it the color?
Partially the color. Partially the color.
He doesn't like ash blondes on me.
No, ash blonde's not generally my favorite color. I think it's the style's nifty, but yeah, I'm just not a fan of the color.
Okay, try to not think of the color though.
Well, the style, yes, the style I like, but I imagine it would be a bit, yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay. I prefer the Allison to that one though.
All right.
Parker.
And this is a mono-side part 1. I know you're gonna like this color.
Yes.
Because it's a brunette. This is toffee truffle. Sounds delicious. Tasty.
I want to go eat bonbons now.
It's not diet friendly, Nigel.
Okay.
It'd be so sad. I can't eat this stuff either. Okay, do I have hair on my face or I'm good?
No, you're fine. You're fine. That's
right.
good. Yeah, that suits you very well. That style. It's.
I like this. After I moved the hair, it got better.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of your hair. Generally, when I first met you.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Oh God, we're old. So you like this one?
I like that one. Yes, that works very nicely for you.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So, do you like it better than that one?
Ah.
Oh.
No, there's.
Oh.
They both have their charms, but I think. Yeah. This one, is it Parker?
Parker.
I think has just a bit of an edge, but I do like them both very much.
Well, you said it looked like Allison Hannigan with this one
Yeah.
on, so I'm keeping it forever.
Yeah.
Got one more, and then I'm going to take these outside with your assistance. This one is, what is it called? That's not it. Grumble, where did I put the tag? It is here. This is Claire. That I'm about to put on. And this is in another brunette shade, so bye-bye, Parker. We'll hang out again soon. Like, in about 5 minutes. Probably even less on this video. It's so ladylike. It's so girly, I love it. I feel like I should be riding a horse.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, very much yes.
You like this one?
Very much so.
So what's your favorite one?
Ooh. This one.
Anyway, let's take these outside, show on, road.
Right, okay.
Okay. And that's a wrap, wig lovers. This has been Heather and Nigel and the team at CysterWigs.com, where you can find all of the beautiful wigs in this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed taking a look at Jon Renau's beautiful fall collection. Their synthetic wigs this particular season are fabulous and gorgeous, and I had a blast reviewing them, so I'd like to thank everyone at Jon Renau for the samples they sent. Hopefully I did them justice, even though I had to do a little bit of editing on some of the products. All of that has been done on camera, so that way you don't have to wonder what I did to get this look. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a beautiful evening, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.